So, this is the story of my miscarriage and sort of the trauma that I went through, and most importantly, how I came out of it, because that was one of the hardest things for me to go through. I was completely unprepared for that. I have three beautiful, healthy children. My heart completely breaks for women who desperately want a child and they haven't been able to have one, and instead they've had a miscarriage. So some of you have had it so much worse, and my heart breaks for you. This is a very real thing. It's a super painful thing, and I don't think it gets talked about enough. I mean, you guys know, if you've been through a miscarriage, like I say trauma because it is extremely traumatic. Like, nobody prepares you for that. I mean, there is death and carnage and blood and such deep grief and sorrow and guilt. There's always guilt. There's always something that you say, like, did I cause this? Could I have done something different? And in my case, uh, it was a big surprise. I have teenage children, so my husband and I were not expecting it at all. Um, but when we thought about it a little bit, we were kind of excited. We were like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, we were in a much better place financially than when the kids were really little. We have a beautiful house. We have ready-made babysitters. So we did kind of get behind it. We were excited about it. So obviously when it didn't happen, I did also feel guilt that maybe I wasn't excited about it enough. Like, maybe I didn't really want this to happen, and maybe that's what caused it, or my reaction wasn't good enough, and all of that. I know that's not of God. That's so of the enemy. I mean, when you're already in such a hard time and you're already going through so much, like that's the last thing you need to think about. And I want to speak to women who have had a miscarriage. Like, it's not your fault. Don't carry that guilt. A lot of times it's a mercy, if the baby is not going to be healthy or not going to be well, it is a mercy. But what followed after the very horrific few days of my actual miscarriage was, and this is obviously very scientific as well, but your body is instantly depleted of multiple hormones that are helping you with your pregnancy. So I was plunged into a deep depression. Not only was it the grief, but physically, my body, your body is suffering. You've lost a lot of blood. Your hormones are completely depleted. So it's extremely difficult. I remember just laying in my bed for weeks, stuck. I couldn't move. And I didn't know. Sorry. I didn't know how to move forward, how to walk through it. And, I just want women to know that we all went through it. Like, this is something very, very hard. It's really hard to take those steps, but I knew there was a little voice in the back of my head that said, you have to get up, like, you have to fight. It's gonna get better, but you have to take steps. Like, you have to. And for me, it was started super gentle, just a little bit of movement, taking a slow walk in the evening at the sunset, lifting my spirit and soul a little bit, listening to music. I didn't put any pressure or expectations on myself for recovery. Allow yourself that grief, but it's super important too, in order to kind of come back to health, you do have to make, you have to do certain things. So one of the biggest parts for me was nutrition. I had to take care of my body in this time. And I know when you're depressed, like you feel like you're the last person that you need to take care of, and all of that stuff. But if you want to move forward and if you want to get better and you have your other children or your life or your spouse or, just to be a blessing to anybody else, to walk your purpose in life, you have to fight. You have to take those steps. So what I really connected to was kind of studying a little bit what was going on in my body, what this had put my body through, and doing everything I could to help my body physically in the recovery process. Now, I know that if your biggest thing is the grief, which obviously it's the grief, or there's grief counseling, you can join groups. I did join a group actually, which, I ended up leaving after a couple months because I was doing a lot better. I was recovered. I was regaining my hope and my happiness. There came a point in time where I just wanted to move forward. But that journey is completely different for everybody, no matter how long you need to process the grief and get over it. And miscarriages are really hard because people don't associate it really with a death or anything like that. So the expectation is very much get over it. Like, what do you, whatever you do, it wasn't even viable. Even that whole language around pregnancy and all of that is actually really detrimental to women who are experiencing the trauma of a miscarriage. It's grief, it's death, and you go by your pace. Like, there's no rules. There's no snap out of it. Women maybe who've experienced this, join a group if you have to, do some kind of grief counseling. I have a lot of faith. I know that God was with me. He revealed himself to me many times. I remember seeing the most beautiful double rainbow on one of the days when I was just absolutely at my lowest, and it felt like a beautiful sign from him. But I heard his voice, and it was like, you need to take care of your body at this point. If you want your health back, you're gonna have to take these steps. So I started researching a lot, and it was basically trying to replenish my body from everything that was depleted. So nutrition became one of my focuses and one of my goals. And I knew that just every day taking a step, getting out of bed, making myself something that was super, super nutritious, with the chia seeds and the flax seeds and I remember drinking raspberry leaf tea because that's really good when, after you've lost a pregnancy, that kind of helps rebuild your body, doing maca, like everything like that. I think he played a really huge part in me being able to get back to myself and make that recovery. I have to start at ground zero in order for us to heal and to get back to that place we want to be. Nutrition is really key. And I'll, if you have any questions, anything else I ate or took, but it's just really being aware, being conscious. Like for me, what I would say was every single bite I took needed to be just packed with nutrition to heal my body. And as I healed my body, I was able to heal my mind too. All right. Let me know if you have questions. Have a great day.